Not much wind action, 40% humidity. Very comfortable and a great day to take in a ball game.
It was a beautiful ride into the ballpark this morning. I couldn't agree more.
Rays starting lineup brought to you by your Sacramento area Chevrolet dealers. Diaz, Aranda, and Caminero, 1, 2, and 3. Mullins, Palacios, and Walls at the bottom of the order.
And here in the midweek matinee, it is Jack Perkins on the bump for the green and gold. Looking for a little bounce back, Chris. A couple of rough back-to-back outings for Mr. Perkins, who before that had put together a couple good outings back-to-back. So looking to right the ship here as we cruise through the dog days of August. He's going to have a tall task in front of him with a Rays team who is looking to complete a sweep, and in their hopes, the first three-city sweep in franchise history.
The outfield's Cortez at left, Butler in center, or Bolte in center, Butler and right, excuse me. Muncy and White on the corners, Walton and Geloff up the middle, and Servin will be the backstop for Jack Perkins. And right you are, partner. They've won 8 in a row on this road trip. And they have one more game left to go, and that game now we are underway at 12:05.
There you go. Be afraid to make somebody uncomfortable up there.
Yandy Diaz 4 for 9 in this series with 3 extra base hits, including 2 home runs. Now a bouncing ball to short. Walton gloves and throws to first. 1 away. This afternoon's umpiring crew will feature the home plate umpire and crew chief Adrian Johnson. Dexter Kelly is at first, Quinn Walcott at second, and at third, Ramon De Jesus. Now Aranda, who has 2 hits on this series.
Well, whether or not that first pitch to Yandy Diaz had any sort of intent behind it, just a little elevated, little in. I think at times, Chris, it is more than street legal to try to make those hitters move their feet, get them uncomfortable. As you said, Diaz was 4 for 9 heading into the first at bat of the ball game this series. Obviously, he's been comfortable at the plate.
Now, the last 2 games, the Rays have scored 10 runs or more. 10 in the first game, 12 in the second game, 22 runs overall, and they have scored in the first inning in both of those games. Something to keep an eye on. Now 3 balls and a strike to Aranda. He's on an 8-game hitting streak, but that got snapped last night after he went 0 for 4, did reach on a walk. But was one of 3 Rays hitters to not score a run in the starting lineup. Now he will walk here.
Man behind the plate this afternoon, Adrian Johnson. Attended Texas Southern University, wanted to become a pharmacist, but he in school just not quite the chemistry necessary. Quite literally, just couldn't pass chemistry. So I think decent fallback plan there, balls and strikes. Third highest overturn rate at 64.6%. That's the most challenges coming at the bottom of the strike zone for Adrian Johnson.
Soft liner on a hop. Geloff will have to scamper into the outfield grass to get it. Didn't get it on the first hop, and then throws it to second for the second out.
Well, I don't know that Aranda was going to have any chance to get to second after this ball kind of shot away from Geloff. I highly doubt it. Still able to get the lead runner there, which is what you're looking for.
Geloff in this series has played third base, left field, and now second base. Liam Hicks is up. He takes a sweeper outside, 1-0, 280, 15 home runs, 68 RBIs. Back in there as the backstop tonight, or today. He's batting .321 over his last 15 games at the plate.
So this is probably one of the nicer days we've had during a day game here this summer.
Yep. I'm sure some people brought their sunglass giveaway for today, but the sun's not beating down. Line drive into right, and that will hit up against the wall. Heading for third, Caminero. He's stopped there, and Hicks into second. And the Rays now have 2 in scoring position, but there are 2 outs, and Victor Mesa Jr. is coming up.
Looked like a changeup from Perkins that was trying to work its way down, but Liam Hicks able to just kind of drop the head on it, pull it down the right field line. He'd hammered a ball foul down the right field line. Caminero into third.
Victor Mesa Jr. had the start last night, went 2 for 5 with a 2-run home run and a wave and a miss on a sweeper. 0-1, 319 hitter with 2 outs. And one of the 6 Tampa Bay home runs in their 12-4 victory. Caminero at third, Hicks at second. And the 0-1 pitch is lifted high in the air to right field. Butler drifting back and now slows. Stops on a dime and makes the catch for the final out of the first. A scoreless first. Brought to you by your Sacramento area Chevrolet dealers. Walton leads off, then Soderstrom and Geloff, Cortez, Butler, and Bolte in the middle of the order. Then Max Muncy, Tommy White, and Brian Servant to follow.
Time to break it up. Well, what do I mean about Drew Rasmussen? It's his 23rd start, 124 and a third innings under his belt, ERA under 3. And those numbers look the way they do because he's riding a 20-inning scoreless streak right now. It is the longest active streak in the American League. 3rd longest in baseball, period. He's out there looking to throw up zeros, trying to match the outing of Nick Martinez last night.
This guy's been a model of consistency for Tampa Bay. 103 career starts with the Rays. That's 9th most in franchise history. And he's having a career year in 2026. Facing Walton. He's 1 for 5 on the series and taking low on a changeup 1-2.
And still talking to himself. Talked to Walton before the ball game today. Said, "Hey, brother, who are you talking to? What are you guys talking about?" I said, "I'm talking to myself, man." I said, a little positive reinforcement. Just kind of talking about my approach out loud, you know, just psyching myself up. So hey, I understand, and I love every minute of it.
Bouncing ball to second. Palacios ranges over and throws to first. 1 away. Tampa Bay's defense looks like this today. Starting in the outfield from left to right, DeLuca, Mullins, and Mesa Jr. Caminero at third, Walls at short. Right side of the infield, Palacios the second baseman, Aranda at first, and Liam Hicks the backstop for Drew Rasmussen.
It's okay for Walton to talk to himself in public, but sure, when I do it, I need to go sit on somebody's leather couch. Kevin Cash.
Lifted in the air to left. DeLuca on the move, twisting and turning, and he didn't make the catch. It will bounce off of the wall. And Soderstrom, after not appearing last night, doubles in his first at-bat today.
And DeLuca tied into a bit of a pretzel out there. Fastball that comes back over the heart of the plate. And Soderstrom, who I think has really done a nice job in turning himself into a hitter who has no problem going up and getting on plane with elevated fastballs, whether they be of the 2-seam / sinking variety or the 4-seamers. But DeLuca just not able to track that down. Soderstrom
has been a doubles machine in the American League. tied for second in the American League, extending his hitting streak to 10 games after that double. Has really loved hitting in the first inning. Now Geloff, who has thrived in the daytime, is up and batting third today. 339 hitter when the sunshine is showing. One ball and one strike, and that's fouled away. You were talking about small victories in what was a lopsided win for the Rays. One of the small victories was Geloff getting a base hit to keep the game alive.
Or keep his streak alive.
And keep his streak alive. Home hitting streak now at 23 games straight at home.
And anytime you got a guy like Martinez who was out there dealing the way he was, right, you try to, all right, how do we eliminate the shutout? I mean, you had the hopes of trying to bring his chances at a complete game to an end as Geloff down on strikes. I mean, there were, you know, a couple runs pushed across early in the ball game, but side note, I mean, there is no bigger dig me day going in baseball right now than Nick Martinez. Feet up, Ray-Bans on, just enjoying the handiwork from last night. 101 pitch complete game. You know, you almost feel like the village elder. Gather around, boys. Let me tell you the story of how I finished the ball game all by myself. It was a warm evening in West Sacramento. Baseball felt great coming out of the hand. Boys on the offensive side were very supportive. Next thing you know, I look up and I'm finishing a ball game for the first time in 2017 for the Rays franchise. First complete game. And that's incredible.
Yeah. Carlos Cortez did have a 2 RBI double against Martinez. First extra base hit since July the 18th. Happened last night. And he's behind at 0-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Hit in the air to left field. DeLuca will range over and make the catch. That will retire the side. No score through 1. The sunshine gleaming at the top of the water. Called strike to Johnny DeLuca. No score here. Now in the second inning. DeLuca 3 for 5 on the series. Scored 2 runs. And what has been a 22-run affair for Tampa Bay. The 1-2 pitch. High 2-2. DeLuca did not appear at all in the 12-4 victory last night. He's back in there today. He'll serve that into left, and it drops fair. Cortez over to get it. DeLuca into second base, standing up with a leadoff double.
Well, time now for the Mass Mutual moment. We want to make sure everybody is up to speed here. This play last night by Jacob Wilson originally was ruled an error, but much like I thought, upon further review at the end of the ball game, that decision was overturned, and that means the streak is alive. Now 113 straight errorless ball games Still the longest streak in baseball history by a shortstop.
Mullins lays down a bunt. Perkins with his bare hand throws to first. Mullins is safe. And he plops down on the dirt. Might have been tripped up there after reaching first base. So bunt for a hit for Mullins, and Mark Kotsay is going to keep the ball rolling. First and third, nobody out.
Well, and a great job by Cedric Mullins to get the bunt down. You can see where Gelof's foot is. It's on the back side of the bag and ends up catching Mullins' left foot as he comes through the bag. So thankfully nobody stepped on. That hasn't quite worked out in the favor of Gelof in the past. But the idea in that situation, Chris, if you can, you're trying to force the third baseman to make a decision on whether or not he's going to crash and make the play, which means third base is given up. Runner safe at third without a question.
Line drive, base hit, the Rays are up. And they lead first for the third straight game.
And how about it? Leadoff double, the bunt single that moves the runner over to third. Mullins at first, who's now standing on second after the base knock by Palacios. And this is the type of pressure I talked about that the Rays bring to the table. And again, Palacios in that moment, is he trying to do any more than what he just did? No. Pitch up, out, over the plate, slaps it the other way, run driven in, the line continues to move.
Taylor Walls now shows the hands, lays down a bunt. Muncy throws to the covering Gelof, and another bunt.
And what just happened? You force the third baseman to charge and make the play. Runners on second and third now with just one out, and you've turned the lineup over to Yandy Diaz, who has had no problem finding holes and really places on the other side of the wall this series for the baseball. I mean, this is what baseball looks like. The game of baseball that fans from the past felt like they fell in love with. Ball in play, pressure on the defense, make the pitcher field his position. And this isn't a get off my lawn moment, because I can understand and appreciate teams who say, look, it's tough to beat a 3-run homer, and we'll wait for that big home. I get it. Rays have that club in the bag too.
Especially with this man at the plate. He's homered twice in this series, once in each of the first 2 games.
Well, and that's my entire point. And that was last night in the 4th inning. Remember, it was 1-0 early in the first game because of the leadoff homer by Diaz. This is, he's in over 400 with runners in scoring position. It's the middle of August. And you can see what he's doing, just chipping away, right? Pitches that he doesn't feel like he can necessarily handle. 95 up and away, fight it off.
He's only had one opportunity with runners in scoring position in the first game. That's where he had a sacrifice fly. Now 2 on and just 1 out. And a weak ground ball back to the pitcher, and Perkins can't gather it cleanly. Mullins scores, and Yandy Diaz reaches 2-0.
And the way that Perkins approached the baseball, it was going to be a difficult play for a couple different reasons. One, he was on the move. 2, it's a backhand play, and with his momentum taking him in the direction he was headed, he was going to have to throw this ball across his body. And it's going to have to be a low slot that he ends up throwing from, which is probably not going to generate enough momentum on the baseball to have a play made at home. And you give up any chance that you have to get at least 1 out in that situation and slow things down. Speaking of slowing things down, this meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. And for the guy who's got 2 long balls this series, has now put the ball in play, has put pressure on the defense, forced the pitcher to defend himself, which was not done. And the Rays scratch another run across.
It is scored fielder's choice E1, so no RBI for Yandy Diaz. And Aranda is coming up after walking an inning ago.
And now what's the goal for Aranda? Ball in the air, something right side. If he can't find a hole, you don't want to tap into a double play if you're the Rays. So he's trying to elevate the ball to the right side. If he gets a pitch that he can slap the other way, so be it.
3:39 with runners in scoring position. Jack Perkins has been increasingly more confident in his changeup. That could be a pitch he could go the other way with if he finds a way to put his barrel on it. There's a cutter. Now he's behind at 0-2. Perkins set at his chest and now at his belts. That's fouled off. It's a 9-game, 10-day road trip in the West Coast. It will be a long trip back to St. Petersburg, but one where they will, at the very least, finish with a 8-1 road trip, but possibly 9-0. Busted bat, ground ball. Walton steps on the second base bag. Aranda hustling, but he's out by a quarter step. 6-3 double play, but the Rays.
This year against left-handers, you can see the execution of Rasmussen and how everything coming out of the same spot starts heading in a different direction. I have talked at length about the three-headed fastball monster. In terms of usage, that's what leads the charge for Rasmussen.
Butler sends it high in the sky to center. Mullins, right in front of the warning track, makes the catch.
I mean, look at this. 249 opponent on base percentage, high water mark. Strikeout to walk ratio, high water mark. Base runners, right? Whip, 0.91, the best in the American League. OPS, walks per nine, average, ERA, all top 5. I mean, the dude is on a roll. There's a reason he's posted now 21 scoreless innings. And it's the command of the baseball. From there, you start to peel layers back, and on top of commanding the ball, everything comes out of the same spot and starts taking off in different directions. Very, very tough for hitters to make what we call swing decisions, where you're going to put the barrel. And in terms of the pitch usage, the distribution, it's fastball heavy, but again, it's 3 varieties of the fastball. Cutter at about 30%, 29.7. Four-seamer, 29%, 28.8 to be specific. The sinker at 23%, 22.6 to be exact. So, I mean, that just goes to show you he's using the fastball, commanding the fastball, and that's what makes the rest of his arsenal as good as it is.
You have to have a pretty good cutter to use it that much. There he goes, sinker. You were talking about with Nick Anderson the 3 fastball combination. Or Nick Martinez, excuse me. Nick Martinez. 3 fastball combination. This is something that Rasmussen deploys as well. And you saw the sinker there. You've seen him use the cutter. 4-seam fastball, and how big an elevator that is for a starting pitcher.
Well, it's something that he can use, and anybody with 3 of those fastball variants can use to get through a lineup really the first time through. It's Bolte able to spin on an elevated 4-seam fastball. But imagine being able to work your way through a big league lineup the first time through the order, which, if all goes well, could be 3 guys an inning. Think about walking out to the mound for the 4th inning of your outing, having not shown your slider, your curveball, a changeup or split, whatever variation of the off speed you might feature. I mean, that's how you learn how to start to finish ball games, is saving the weapons that you're going to use to get you through the later stages. But as we know in today's game, Chris, it's pedal to the metal. Here's the kitchen sink early. Here it is often. I'm going to be out here for 5 innings, maybe 6.
Bolte's breaking for second. Swing and miss from Muncy. Throw down to second, and Bolte is safe. It was close, but for the moment, Henry Bolte has a stolen base.
When you can see the bit of an awkward swing there from Muncy, tied up on that sinker. Hand to Bolte, being well ahead of the tag.
It's 0-2 to Muncy. He takes a cutter off the plate. So 14 stolen bases for Henry Bolte. That's tied 6th among major league rookies.
How you doing, Dirt Cam? Give us a look.
Two and two. Fisted back foul. Talking about starters not having to show their hand, conserving and finishing ball games. One starter that you talk about a lot, especially in his early days, Justin Verlander, was an expert practitioner at that. Chopper to short. Walls loads up, throws to first, and 2 are away as Bolte takes third. He was moving on contact.
When I think you see the big hop, you trust your speed. Knew that Walls was going to have to deploy some fancy footwork to pivot and get a throw into a window where Caminero was going to be able to put a tag down, so he opted to make sure of the out over at first.
Tommy White now. Swing and a fly ball to center. That will end the inning. So it stays 2-0 Tampa Bay through 2 innings of play. We go to the 3rd.
Thanks to Dirt Cam over there at second. Wire Cam giving you a live shot at the ball game this afternoon.
I wonder if Dirt Cam would give us a good shot of Donovan Walton talking to himself in the left side batter's box. I bet it would. For now, you see Junior Caminero get out of the way of a changeup, up and in. And Caminero, another guy who has homered twice in this series.
Both have been fairly well struck,
I'd say. Off the end, fouls it away.
If you look at the one from last night, let it into it, almost into the camera well.
Two balls and 1 strike. Caminero reached on a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 1. Well, he's going to need a new bat.
That snapped like balsa wood almost.
Nice pull, balsa wood.
You know those little airplanes?
Yeah.
That you put together?
Did you make those in school, or is this like a, post-game hobby of yours, balsa wood?
Well, it's kind of when you're, teetering on that line between getting the airplane at the checkout at the grocery store with mom, or getting a backhand for begging to get something in the checkout line at the grocery store.
Well, your birthday's coming up, Dallas. I know what to get you. 3-2 pitch. I think that's another broken bat. And into center, Caminero shaking off his right hand still. But a leadoff single nonetheless.
Yeah, that'll stick with Caminero for a while. Little cutter moving away right off the end. Doesn't feel good. Perkins will be able to start a campfire with Caminero contributions. Caminero was ever on the show alone, he'd be on firewood duty.
Liam Hicks pops up the first pitch. And it will go into the third base side camera. Well, Muncy, a good effort at it, but can't reach it.
Well, I think what you see from Muncy is you see him kind of take stock of where he's at, trying to get over to the rail. And what you'll see some guys do, and I just don't know that Muncy had quite enough time to do it because he was closing quickly, but you'll see guys get over and start to lean against the rail so they know where they're at. They know I don't have much further to go here. I'm on the rail, but you can also use it as a brace. Tell you who was really good at that. Josh Donaldson. Watch Kevin Kuzminoff do it as well at the Coliseum. They do it with the tarp down the left field line. Old friend Hanny, Jack Hanahan. Hi, you, Yami. But you get over there and you start to lean. You can get your right hand down, your throwing hand down as a third baseman, and I mean, you maximize your range over there as a fielder. That's why they tell you get to the spot if you can, and then make your adjustments from there.
So that would be like the infield equivalent of an outfielder feeling for the wall, right? This is popped up again. Another chance for Muncy, and it will go out of play.
The difference is, as an outfielder, and this is where the warning track comes into play, partner, and that's why I've talked so much about the size of this warning track, comparatively speaking to the others around the league, because it's quite literally the steps that are ingrained in the DNA of outfielders to tell them where they're at in space. Their spatial awareness tool. And so you can hit it 3, 2, 1, and you know you're going to have the wall. So at 1, you can elevate. And as an outfielder, that prevents you from jumping up into the wall, but being able to elevate to where you can get your glove hand up over the wall. So you feel for the wall when you get there, and you're going to have to be close to make a play. And it might not be a robbery situation.
Line drive rocket into right center field. Caminero is going to push for third and get there. Hicks is 2 for 2. And again, the Rays have 2 on and nobody out.
Well, I think this is something that we have saw. I don't know that it's overrated or underappreciated, but the first to third effort on the base path. You know, it was a hallmark of the Angels teams that I played against, Chris, in the early 2000s. And you just knew, and the amount of pressure it puts on you as a pitcher, because now you've got a guy in scoring position, and you start to see that line moving.
Mesa Jr. flew out to right field to end the first inning. As we've talked about, the Rays have had no problem hitting home runs in this series, and Mesa Jr. owns one of them. Infield in, and he'll take outside.
Well, let's take a peek. Elvis Alvarado, knee-high fastball, turned into a souvenir.
Good pitch. Swung on and missed. And Servin keeps it in front. Caminero at third and Hicks at first, and a 2-1 count after this pitch. Ace of shows, pops up the bunt. Perkins makes the catch. 1 away.
Well, he had a wonderful opportunity with Victor Mesa putting his head down and essentially retreating back to the dugout before the play was made to let this ball drop and turn it into 2. I think all things considered, you take the out in the moment. You do have a runner at third. Don't know that you're terribly excited about entertaining giving up a run for 2 outs when you feel like, hey, if I can get this 1 out and then go get myself a ground ball, I'm out of this thing scoreless.
And that brings up DeLuca, who led off the second inning with a double, scored the first of 2 runs last inning. Now the infield will play back. Middle infield at double play depth. This is popped up high in the sky. Shallow right, Geloff moving over, and he will make the catch. So 2 pop outs in a row, and Cedric Mullins, who had a bunt for a hit last inning, is coming up for a second time.
I don't know that Cedric Mullins is going to be looking to put another one on the ground here with 2 outs. Probably going to take his hacks here.
Perkins at 48 pitches. Here comes pitch number 49. And you're right, he does swing away and foul it off. 0-1. One ball and 1 strike. Mullins is one of 6 players since the start of the 21 season with 100 home runs or more and 150 stolen bases or more. Joining Acuna, Ramirez, Turner, Witt Jr., and Chisholm Jr. And I think he was denied an ABS challenge there, not quick enough. Yep, well, it wasn't immediate.
And I wonder, you know, based on the verbalization from Adrian Johnson, whether there was something said, if there's a cue earlier than what we hear.
That's slapped the other way, and it will get down to the wall. Caminero scores. Hicks being waved home. Relay throw to the plate is online, and they get him close. It's 3-0 Rays for the moment. The A's are headed off the field, and Kevin Cash is indeed going to deploy a manager's challenge.
And what you have to watch here,
Tampa Bay is challenging the safe call at home plate, also blocking at the plate.
and this manager challenge brought to you by Mazda. And you heard Adrian Johnson talk about it's a challenge at the plate and challenging the blocking of the plate, which would mean they believe that Jonah Heim, which was not the case, was blocking home plate before he had the baseball, but you can see that just isn't true, or serving, excuse me. And what you have to remember here is that's a catcher's mitt. It's not a fielder's glove. And what's tough to do is scoop up a ball that was essentially rolling. Now, he got a clean mini hop there, but it looks like, unfortunately, the hand of Hicks gets across the plate just before the tag is applied. Take a look, right? Ooh, actually, you know what? Looks like that glove may have caught the elbow before the hand got in.
Well, and when you looked at the other angle on the first base side, this one, the boot of the home plate umpire kind of impedes the direct line of the tag when exactly it happens.
So here, the net right there, you go, yeah.
It's close.
Well, right, there's about 3 frames. This next one right there, the test. So right here you can see that there's space under the hand. There's space.
After review, there was no blocking of home plate. I'll call it home plate stands.
That's
Tampa
right.
Bay loses their count.
That's right. Well done, New York.
3-0 Tampa Bay. Let's go to the bottom. No blackouts. Take advantage of the price drop. Now just $34.99 for the rest of the season. You can watch all the A's baseball you want for the remaining 2026 calendar. Brian Serven leads off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tampa Bay added another run in the top of the 3rd thanks to a Mullins double. But a strong relay to the plate, 7-6-2. Retired the streaking Hicks for the final out at the top of the 3rd. Heim caught the first 2 games of this series, now has a full day off. Bouncing ball, the shortstop Walls, backhand, punches, throws to first, and 1 is away. So Donovan Walton is up for a 2nd time. He bounced out to second base. Despite some positive self-talk. And I got to tell you, you've been right on the money before, but glad to know that what you told me, what you thought he was doing, is exactly what he ended up doing at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have minded to hear that he was, reciting poetry. Something of that nature. That'd have been fine too.
I like to practice my sonnets in the left side batter's box.
What was great is he said, I didn't really even realize I've been doing it. Just gonna sew that one on. He said we had a TV game in college, and it was brought to my attention then. Just a slight graze. A graze of the brachialis. He'll be fine.
Soderstrom hit a double in the 1st inning, is up again in the 3rd with Walton on first. And he will take high, 1-0. Soderstrom's been streaky this year. And by that I mean it's his 3rd 10-game hit streak this season. The current one, he's batting .314 with 11 hits, 2 homers, 4 doubles, 4 of his now 27 doubles, and an OPS above 1,000. 1-2 pitch fouled off. He's going to have to do a lot more in a row to reach the mark that he had last year, which was a 20-game hitting streak. He is more than capable of doing so again.
Walton getting a good read over there on Rasmussen. Don't know how inclined he is to go. Rasmussen taking a bit to get down the mound.
And now Walton's going to go. A great jump. Soderstrom fouls it off.
Yep, he's got to read. I mean, I got Rasmussen probably somewhere around 138, 145, somewhere in there.
Those 3 hitting streaks this year of 10 or more games in a season. First since Jay Payton did it in 2006 for the A's. 2-2. He won't hit this one. A high fastball. He pulls the trigger and misses. And Rasmussen has his second strikeout.
Yeah, 96 at the eyebrows. I said earlier, Soderstrom's done a nice job of being able to get on plane with elevated fastballs. That one, just a little too far up there.
Geloff struck out in the first inning. He's up again. Walton at first with Aranda holding him on. And that's lined into right, and it will drop for a base hit. So the home hitting streak continues for Zach Geloff. And there are 2 on with 2 out, and Cortez coming up for a second time.
Sinker down to the strike zone, and Geloff just cuts it in half. Able to get to the inside part of the ball. Victor Mesa had to hit the brakes quickly.
No balls and 1 strike to Cortez. Flew out to left. Now takes in on a cutter. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's unique for Rasmussen. When he faced the A's last year at home, the temporary ballpark in Tampa, Steinbrenner Field, went 3 innings, giving up 4 earned runs. But then when he came to West Sacramento, he had a 6-inning quality start where he allowed 2 runs, only 1 of them earned, didn't walk any, and struck out 5. He's running the risk, if he misfires again, of walking his second hitter of the afternoon.
Well, pretty good numbers in his 5 appearances, 4 of those being starts against the A's. Just a couple homers allowed in 22 innings.
The third one would come at a welcome time right now if Cortez can give it a ride, but he fouls it away. Both runners will be off with a 3-2 payoff pitch. And that's driven to right center field. Mullins going back, still going. It is up against the wall. That'll score two. Cortez will put the stop sign on off second base. A 2 RBI double. Well, it wasn't a homer, but it brings the game a lot closer as Cortez has his second 2 RBI double of the series.
And it'll also bring to an end the 22 2/3 innings scoreless streak of Drew Rasmussen. Little cutter up, and Cortez doing his best Tyler Soderstrom impression and going up and getting on top of the heater. That's impressive. This off the base of the wall, and Mullins got a hand on it. Cortez, I think, very wisely hit the brakes and slowed down. Now, he caught the very inside corner of second base as he was rounding it with the inside foot. But I think you look up, you see third base coach Bobby Crosby giving you the stop sign. Got to do everything you can to hit the brakes. And he was breathing down the neck of former Ray great Alex Cobb.
Butler pops it in the air. Right field, and it will go in the seats. Butler flew out to center. His only time up. He's 0 for 1. Cortez at second, a 3-2 game. Lawrence lets it fly again.
Got him. Law Dog put a charge into one. These two, Chris, I believe they have a little history.
Yes, they do.
Rasmussen and Butler.
Gave you a bit of a birthday gift, didn't he, buddy?
Well, almost a year to the date. The Lapo shot for the Law Dog. A year ago tomorrow.
For those of us that can't hit home runs on your birthday, what's the second best gift we can give you?
A W.
All right.
I'll take one of them.
And he works the count full again. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bolte waiting on deck. The score 3-2 now, courtesy of Carlos Cortez's double to right center field that scored 2 runs in the bottom of the third. Swing and a miss. The sinker got Butler. But Cortez doubles home too, and it's a 1-run game heading into the 4th.
You can score this 3 wonderful deal August 24th and 25th as the Green and Gold hosts the Minnesota Twins. Don't let this offer slip away. You can lock in your $11 10-cent tickets for 111 airless ball games today at athletics.com/Wilson. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yep. Midsummer Some are talking about the 1-1 wonderful. It's also an option.
You know what? I love that you carved your own path.
That's it.
And it was succinct this time.
Now that that's over.
You didn't lose any sleep last night over it, I hope.
Well, I just, you know, there's things that you hope sometimes the fine folks in the truck forget. That was one of them.
Three to 2 the score, top of the 4th inning.
Love that. Love every minute of it. Coming to a ball game, coming to a day game. Keeping the book keeps you locked in. It's impossible to keep score of a baseball game and not be locked in.
2-2, pop back my ass. I'm gonna reach. Nope, it's too far.
Wow. Wow. What? The embarrassment right now that you are feeling for thinking that you even had a shot at that is something I wish that was recorded. I would love to bottle that up, and I would drink that every morning. Did I see a fake stretch in there? Is
yeah. Hey, oh no.
I got, and then, oh, yeah. What are you, oh my God. Did I see that? Oh my God. I'm sorry.
I played it cool.
Yeah, you did. That is tremendous. Oh. Oh, man.
This one's in play. And Muncy will make the catch. Now we'll hear a word from the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans.
We are human. We make mistakes. We don't see that red light, that family. But we can do better. Be alert and slow the fast down. Go safely, California.
Kind of wish that camera, I forgot it was behind us.
Oh, that was gold. Absolute gold.
Happy early birthday, buddy.
My goodness.
Taylor Walls had a nice night last night. Now he gets in the air deep to right field. Butler will slow at the warning track and make the catch. This time it didn't have the leg.
I think everybody's got a pretty good idea what your go-to move at the movie theater is. Oh. Set my arm around you.
Is that why you don't want to go see the Odyssey with me?
That was all time.
Yandy Diaz will flip it into right.
First baseman number 8, Jonathan Aranda.
Well, Yandy just living up to that professional hitter description.
Short lead for Diaz. Aranda is up. He walked and grounded into a double play. on the ground, up the middle, and through for a hit. And Diaz is going to take third. First to third again. 2-out hit for Aranda, and Caminero will see the fourth inning offensively.
Well, the changeup against the left-handers this afternoon has kind of stayed up a bit. We have a little talk about it here now. Caminero coming up. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. There's been traffic throughout this ball game. Chris, I think you could probably go back and take a look at this series, and by my book, I think we have three clean innings. 4, excuse me. They all came in the first game of this series. Jacob Lopez had 3 of them.
I think we might have had 5, partner, now that I think about it. Because Junior Tour had 1 in the 9th last night. Is Lopez wearing the giveaway shades?
Yep.
How about that? Swing and a miss from Caminero. Time called. The first time there's been a 4-way tie in the home run leaderboard on August 11th or later since the end of play on September 9th, 1982. Now Caminero will dump it into left to make it a 4-2 game. So he doesn't just hit home runs, he also is a good contact hitter, and he's aboard for a 3rd time as Hicks comes up.
I talked about the Rays lineup being full of players that stay within themselves, and I think another layer to that is it's a lineup full of guys who, per the situation, aren't afraid to adapt the approach, and that's not something that you see across the board in baseball. You know, big guys, I think even with 2 strikes at times, still looking to hit the 5-run homer. As to where I think you see some guys like Diaz, like Caminero, who just want to stay in the at-bat, try to figure out a way to put the ball in play, especially with a guy hanging out on 3rd base, knowing what that could mean.
Hicks is 2 for 2, a double and a single. Perkins at 72 pitches. Aranda at second, Caminero at first. And that is a drive to deep right field. Butler going back. Goodbye. That is a home run. A 3-run home run at that. And that's 4 straight 2-out hits for Tampa Bay. And this is the biggest hit of the afternoon. Hicks has doubled, singled, and now homered in this game, and we are only in the 4th inning.
Well, it was a tight contest until this swing. We talked about a team relying on the 3-run homer. I think the offense that we have seen from the Rays has given you a taste of both, as I mentioned in the open, Chris, small ball and the long ball. You've gotten a lot of that today.
The A's gave up 10 runs in game 1, 12 runs in game 2, now 7 here in the third game. There's still a lot of baseball left to be played. This junior fouls it away.
Newly minted Athletic, Rom.
Rays have scored 7 runs or more 5 times on this road trip. They've scored 9 runs or more 4 times. Line drive, but Muncy's right there to make the catch. The Rays score 4 2-out runs off of 4 hits and a homer from Liam Hicks. 7-2. Here's Chris Carey, Dallas Braden, the rest of our great NBC Sports California crew. Happy you're joining us. First pitch, an ABS challenge from Liam Hicks. ABS is powered by T-Mobile. And it is a strike. So Tampa Bay retains both of their challenges. And Rasmussen has quite a bit of run support. Bouncing ball up the middle, charging on 2 hops walls. He'll throw to first, and Bolte is out. Up struts Max Muncy. Grounded out to the shortstop walls as well. First pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Rasmussen set to deliver pitch number 63 here in the bottom of the 4th.
And it's a pop-up. In foul ground, Aranda makes the catch for the 2nd out.
And I think as a pitcher, when you're out there riding any sort of streak, whether it's a win streak, a scoreless inning streak like Rasmussen, should that come to an end and maybe early in the ball game, while you're disappointed in the fact that you weren't able to keep it going to the extent you'd like, it almost allows you to reset and just get back into a comfortable attack mode, and especially when supported with the kind of cushion. It's like we're going to have an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
And Hicks correct again. So instead it is 0-1 to Tommy White. And a ground ball off of Rasmussen's glove. Might have slowed it down a bit for Walls. And that'll end the 4th, a 1-2-3 inning for Rasmussen. 7-2 Tampa Bay. Like those Sacktown lids. That's a really cool stuff in the team shop and on MLBshop.com. Get your hands on that and all of these other unique A's items. Recently picked my mom out a nice A's leather jacket.
Really?
Yep. Haven't really gotten a response on whether she likes it or not.
I think that probably tells the story.
But it's got A's on it, so I mean, she's got to like it, right? A little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Ground ball fair down the third base line. And DeLuca will have another stand-up double to lead off another inning.
Probably hanging in the closet right next to the Cardinals leather jacket, right?
Yeah, one maybe gets a little bit more wear than the other, but
more than a maybe older Cubs leather jacket. Who knows? Like it just grazed the glove of a diving Max Muncy.
Cedric Mullins is 2 for 2 with an RBI double. He's swinging and fouling it away. Five different Rays hitters. Excuse me, 4 different Rays hitters have multi-hit affairs in this game. Bouncing ball to first. Mullins is out, but moving to third, DeLuca. And here's Palacios.
Well, looking, you know, something you take note of. Out of the box and down the line, you could tell Cedric Mullins not terribly excited about the way he struck the ball. At the end of the day, as he made his way through the dugout, met by virtually each and every one of his teammates with a high five, pat on the backside. Why? Because he has gotten a job done. At the end of the day, if you can execute what the game of baseball is asking you to execute, everybody appreciates it, everybody can acknowledge it. And though it wasn't a 105-mile-an-hour line drive off the bat, it achieved what you were looking for. A runner on third, less than 2 outs, with a couple chances to put another run on the board.
You can hear the vocal support from the Rays dugout. Saw Nick Martinez last night, how excited he was at something as simple as a ground ball out.
Well, you got guys making great plays behind you. You got guys turning nifty double plays.
Oh, 0-2 to Palacios. Connected team is a dangerous team.
When you go back to that double play in the 6th inning, or excuse me, I think it was the 5th inning, the 4-6-3.
Yep.
Quickly turned, and he was amped.
I was told one thing that he does a lot of during his starts is just pace back and forth in the dugout.
Well, this is that double play I was talking about last night. I mean, just how quick the transition of the ball from glove to hand was. And I mean, and you see him giving some love. Like, it's everything that you want to see in a team from a teammate. Picking each other up, supporting each other.
Vocal leadership. And a swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Serving will throw to first. And White is there. He also celebrated another nice play, many nice plays last night by the Rays.
Well, yeah, he had a few of them made behind him, and you can tell, look, they understood what was happening on the mound. Their guy was just like a hot knife through butter, carving his way through the lineup, and it's because of plays like that.
Taylor Walls has laid down a sacrifice bunt and flied out. He had 2 homers last night, 1 from each side of the plate. One of 5 players in Major League Baseball to do that in a game this year. One of 3 players to do that in a game this year against the Athletics. As you mentioned last night, Dallas Braden. Perkins at 92 pitches. Here's pitch number 93. Fouled away. Two pitch. Slider just a touch up. Two and two. Fouled off. Too far in, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you'd like to see Perk at least finish off this 5th inning here.
Three-two payoff. ABS challenge from Brian Servin. What does it look like to you, partner? ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
Looked like a decent pitch.
On the top of the 5th. 7-2. Rays through 4.5. Those 3 watching the ball game. A's down by 5 in the bottom of the 5th inning, but plenty of time to come back. Is that a long straw?
I believe that's a combination of straws. Great work, girls. Fantastic.
Servin laces that to right, but it'll hang up for Mesa Jr. And 1 is away.
See, that's science. You learn something here at the ballpark. Science, engineering. Well done.
Teamwork. That's well done too. Take a good look, buddy.
Mythology right there is what that is.
That's your future.
Not mad at it.
Balls and 2 strikes to Donovan Walton. Just a bit inside, 1-2. Walton grounded out and was hit by a pitch. He did score 2 runs in the 3rd worst scored, and he was one of them. Threw his hips at it, but did not swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Oh, eliminate Holland.
No strawberry lemonade? Did we see any in there?
Did not see any strawberry lemonade in there. Regulars only. Still a great option. Great beard.
It's going to drop in right field. Donovan Walton has a hit.
Well, today we are proud to recognize the Sacramento Sheriff's Activities League as our nonprofit partner of the ballgame. Their mission is to develop productive citizens, build character, and prevent crime through hands-on mentorship. By working directly with local youth, their officers teach essential life skills and provide positive community enrichment. You can learn more about their youth programs at ssosal.org or follow Sacramento-SAL.
One for two today for Soderstrom. With Walton at first and just one away. And it's driven to right field. Mesa Jr. will make the catch. And here comes Geloff, who's 1 for 2 with the run scored himself. Strike one. The streak continued after a third inning single for Geloff the opposite way.
Come on.
24-game home hitting streak, and he's looked really good at home overall this year. 358 with 34 hits, 6 home runs. Second longest by an A's player since 1961.
How about Carney? Carney at 30.
Just goes to show there's no place like home. Nice play. Nice play. Away, Josh.
Attaboy. Off the hip a little. No problem.
Such a perfectionist you are.
It's fine. It's fine. I can't ask him to completely body up in the moment. Maybe not quite enough time. I respect it.
Gathered it cleanly. They've been putting in work out there. Pop back by us.
I don't think you're going to have a shot at this one, partner.
I don't think so either. I learned my lesson the last time. One and two. This one will be popped up in play. Shallow right. And the second baseman, Palacios, makes the catch. That ends the fifth. Good look over the Tower Bridge in West Sacramento, leading into downtown Sacramento. As the Rays lead 7-2, and we have an appearance from the new A, Drew Rom. Mostly pitched in AAA, but did appear a few times for the Brewers. Jack Perkins is finished 5 innings, and they hit him hard. 12 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned with a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Did allow a home run to Liam Hicks.
Well, now 3 starts in a row that have been a little bumpy for Perk. Rays got action in their bullpen. Veteran left-hander Steven Matz starting to loosen up now.
Bouncing ball up the middle, ranging over Walton. He'll spin, throw to first, and Diaz is out. Nice play by Donovan Walton. And there is out number 1 in the 6th.
Do it, Walt. Atta babe. Gonna go and get this one. Tough hop as well. That ball gonna really kick after it catches the dirt. And the spin. Well done.
Rom's got a pretty good beard going.
Not bad.
Transactions announced today. Hayden Yinger, Andrew Rom recalled from AAA Las Vegas. Jose Suarez was placed on the 15-day IL with a hip issue. And Junior Tour optioned to AAA again. A lot of movement in and out of the bullpen.
Yeah, there has been some turnover, to say the least. Hope everything's okay with Suarez.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Aranda. Swing and a miss. Rom strikes out Tampa Bay first baseman, and 2 down.
Rom coming right after him. There you go, sinker, middle, come get it.
Caminero is 2 for 3. RBI single, 2 runs scored. Average now up to 280. At what point do you start entertaining the Caminero MVP conversation? I know Yordan Alvarez has had a whale of a season, but the home run category, they're right next to each other.
Yeah, I think it takes more than the long ball, and I think everybody understands that. There's a lot of other contributing factors. I think something that does get taken into account that might not necessarily matter this year, but it's, I think, the consistent production now for Caminero that helps in the MVP conversation, because it's one thing to have a great season, it's another to be a name that has continued to pop up on people's radar, and that is exactly where Caminero's at.
Speaking of pop up, it's a pop out, and we will pop down to the bottom of the 6th. The Rays up 5.
It'll be Cortez to lead things off here for the Athletics in the 6th. How about that? That's
okay.
A beer pocket. I mean, start with the incredible lid.
Work your way down.
I mean, the shirt too. Love to see what the logo is on that pocket there.
Steven Matz is in the game, Dallas. I like the mustache. Huh?
Well, I mean, he could do a lot of things with that hat on. Cortez going to tap out to Aranda for the first out. I mean, he looks like he could be a part of a barbershop quartet.
Yep.
5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 84 pitches for Rasmussen this afternoon. Got him through 5 innings.
I was thinking about pitching that to you on our next karaoke night. You, me, Dosky, and Ken Korak being the base 2. ABS is powered by T-Mobile. And it is a strike. Hicks has been good, challenging back there today.
Let's see, we got a barbershop quartet. We got he could work as an usher for the Angels. He's also keeping track of how many beers he's had in that pocket.
Think he puts 9F on his scorecard?
Not if he's doing it right.
Swing and a miss. Curveball strikes out Butler.
You see Matt's drop down. And that thing just takes off away from the lefty.
Ground ball to short. Walls won't be able to make a play. It was hit right at him. And it is an E6.
And it's plays like that that I hope folks watching that watch A's baseball consistently get you to appreciate what you've seen with Jacob Wilson. I mean, just a hard hit ball to your left or right that you just can't quite knock down cleanly.
Johnny brought up a good point before the game today. He says it's not just the fact that he's handled most every play that he's had to see. It's the fact that at points in time, there hasn't even been an issue in terms of scoring up until last night. He has been so consistent over there. Remarkable run for Jacob Wilson. It's popped up in the air. Walls fighting the sun, but he'll make the catch this time, and that will end the 6th. It remains 7-2. Rays.
Time now for your play of the day, presented by your California Ford dealers. Liam Hicks, have yourself an afternoon. 3 for 3 with a single, a double, and a jack. A few stakes. 3 runs driven in for Liam Hicks. And it'll be the backstop that leads things off here for the Rays in the 7th. As is usually the case, just a triple away from the cycle. On now to prevent that and any other potential offense for the Rays is right-hander Scott Blewett. 2.53 ERA for the big tall righty.
We have seen a catcher hit for the cycle before here, as Hicks is going to use a challenge here. He's done a lot behind the plate. ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
Well, maybe a case study on how the perspective changes.
Yep. Remember when Carson Kelly did it last year?
Trying to forget.
He's behind at 0-2. Blewett's pitch in the dirt. Gelof 2 nights ago nearly had a triple. It went up against the wall, but runners had to hold up for a second in case the center fielder in DeLuca made a miraculous leaping catch. It's a ground ball to first. Tommy White makes the play. So Liam Hicks is out for the first time in this game. You talked about the Rays. If they end up winning, it'll be the first time in franchise history that they won or swept 3 road series on one road trip. They've become the 13th team in the modern era since 1990 to go 9-0 or better on a single road trip.
I mean, it's runs like that on the schedule that can really shift things in perspective for a club. This ball out to left for out number 2. This is what we're talking about. Red Sox this year. The Braves about a handful of years ago or so. A's did it back in 02. Rays, as it sets right now, ready to join that list.
For most teams, the way that the records are, especially in the American League, a 9-win, 3-leg road trip would completely turn a team's season and opinion about how they've done around, just like you said.
Well, and I think the only thing that would be better for the Rays during this stretch is having any one of these series, and maybe even if you want to get greedy, a couple of them come against division opponents.
Yep.
But outside of that, I mean, that's what we talk about, right? Win at home, split on the road. And if you can do that for the majority of the season, you like your chances of playing bonus baseball. You like being able to think about October.
They've handled the win at home part. And DeLuca has his 3rd hit of the game. They've also won on the road, but they've really won well at home. They're piecing together a phenomenal road trip.
DeLuca finds a hole. And the Rays with another 2-out knock.
DeLuca will steal second base. Now 13 hits for the Rays in this game, 11 last night, and then 12 in game 1. 36 hits in 2 and about 3/4 of a game. Tapper up the first base line. It's going to be Servant throwing to first, and they got him. Mullins is out. It was very close, but good communication between Blewett and Servant to get the final out of the top of the 7th. Seven to 2 with White, Servant, and Walton due up for the A's.
Young fans in the house. Dad doing it right. Try to track us down a homer, kiddo.
Man at the plate's looking for his first in the big leagues of his career. Tommy White, who's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out. Up and in.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. I mean, I don't know how the rest of that unfolded. That's tough tape right there. That is tough. You know, somewhere in my heart, I want to believe that the child who caught that's parents advised him, hey, maybe go give that to the dad and the little boy who that was meant for. Maybe not.
That's a base hit. Tommy White is aboard.
This one charging in on the hands of Tommy White. You see the very quiet lower half for Tommy White. Not a leg kick, really just a transfer of weight. And I think there's just, you know, time saved in the moment. Helps him able to get to that pitch. Yep. Joey Votto, one of the game's greatest hitters. Great play discipline, strike zone awareness, the ability to get the barrel to the ball. Yes, Hicks wears this one. But Joey Votto was talking about timing at the plate. You see where this catches Hicks. He said he doesn't really believe that it's possible to be late on a pitch, but more so that you're just not biomechanically moving efficiently to get to the pitch. That's why you're late. So in terms of getting the swing going, so it doesn't really believe that it's a matter of timing per se. It's a matter of being able to get your body in position and fire properly to get to the ball. And I thought, you know, it's a very interesting perspective. And whether you want to debate that or not is, you know, that's one's prerogative. But I think anytime a guy like Joey Votto starts to discuss his thoughts on hitting and getting to baseballs and just how you move at the plate, I'm more than willing to listen to what he has to say. But I just found it interesting that it was, you know, really more so weighted in the physical ability to get to a pitch as opposed to the timing. Serving down on strikes for the first out. So just under it.
See what Donovan says to himself this at bat. Swing and a miss on a slider.
Well, going to have an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Indeed a ball.
And it's all been Liam Hicks.
Yep.
He's been really good defensively, burned a challenge earlier on the offensive side, and then burns the final one here in the 7th. One and two. Served out of play, foul. Giants are beating the Astros at home 1-0 right now. Brewers 2-1 over the Padres, who are starting to surge themselves. Twins beat the Orioles 7-5 at home. They're at 60 and 62, still in the conversation. Rockies 6-2 over the D-backs. They're in the 6th inning. Cardinals beat the Phillies 7-1. Claiming the series against Philadelphia, who falls to 64 and 58. Aranda, quick turn, throw to first. Another double play converted. And that'll end the 7th. Legumina, a scoreless inning of relief, 7-2. 7-2, Tampa Bay. Palacios, Walls, and Diaz are up.
Diaz, is it? Diaz? Well, it's Hayden Younger on the mound. Yinger, excuse me, for the Athletics. Good to see the right-hander back.
Two balls and no strikes to Palacios, who's 1 for 3.
Well, there they are, the MASH unit. Rook, Lang, Kurtzy, Sevy in the background. It's kind of bittersweet. You could see him at the ballpark, which is always a good thing. Unfortunately, on the mend. Marcotte kind of alluded to what the future looks like for Nick Kurtz. Said you can kind of do the math and figure out whether or not you'll get to see Nick Kurtz again at some point in time this season. See, he's got the cast on. They talked about how everything went well in terms of procedure at his visit to the doctor, understanding there's going to be an extended period of immobilization. From there, you got to start to work back the strength in the hand, and there's, you know, limited time to get him back on the mend.
Base hit from Walls, 1st to 3rd. Again go the Rays. Yinger was the other one, elevated from AAA Las Vegas. He has some traffic immediately in the 8th inning.
Well, once ago, I mean, this is what, the 4th time that the Rays 1st to 3rd this afternoon.
Now to Diaz. Up again, taking low. 1 ball and no strikes. Infield in. And Yinger to the plate. Nope, they'll throw over to first. Much needed off day for the A's tomorrow after this game. Hit hard past Geloff into right center field. 1st to 3rd again. A run does come home to score. A walk and back-to-back singles, and it's 8-2 with the run coming up.
Chris, when the line moves like this, where it's runners on 1st and 3rd, knock, runners on 1st and 3rd, knock. I mean, it feels like you're just tacking runs on and changing places. And that's why the aggressiveness on the base path pays off. I mean, anytime you have a runner on 3rd, less than 2 outs, let alone scoring position, feel like a ball in play and good things can can happen for you. And the Rays knocking on the door, unfortunately, of another double-digit performance offensively here in this series.
Every game this series it would be if they're able to score 2 more. For the 21st time the A's have allowed 10 runs or more in a game this season. But Aranda behind at 0-2. Drew Rom in his first appearance with the A's was excellent. It's a positive. Lewitt continued good work in the 7th, and then now traffic in the 8th again. We were talking about the small amount of clean innings in this series, and there has only been one, and it is Drew Rom's 6th today. Four leadoff base runners in this game. 0-2 pitch, called strike 3. Aranda's going to challenge, but Tampa Bay doesn't have any, so he's out.
Nope, gonna have to deal with it. Hang with him.
Just practicing his helmet tap.
That's a paint job right there. Hey, Hayden, paint me like one of your French girls.
Never gets old. Junior Caminero is up. Low and outside, 1-0. 2 for 4, has a runner at third and a runner at first. If there's anybody that can make this a double-digit affair for Tampa Bay, it's this man at the plate, especially when he gets ahead. Three balls and no strikes. Three and 2. Well spotted cutter. The count runs full.
Another nice pitch down there on that bottom rail from Yinger.
Chopper to third on one hop. Muncy to second. Geloff to first in a double play. Gets Yinger out of it with just 1 run of damage against him. 8-2 Tampa Bay. To try and score 6 runs at the moment. And it's Soderstrom to kick things off. He will swing and miss on a knuckle curve from Michael Grove.
Just the 3rd ball game for right-hander Michael Grove.
To right and out.
Well, that brings us to our powerful performance, brought to you by Xfinity. Got Geloff back, and Geloff is picked right up where he's left off a couple times. Run that 24-game hit streak, 4 for 11 this series. Gonna have one more crack at it here. I mean, he has gone from a player who I think folks had questions about defensive viability in multiple places, and has turned himself in to a very, very fine utility dependent type player. I can put him anywhere. I can put him in the outfield,
yep,
all around the infield, and you feel great about it. And I think, I mean, there's just so much to be said for a player accepting constructive criticism and being told there's an area or areas of your game that you are going to need to focus on if you are going to become the player that you have been in the past and become that player in the big leagues. And to Zach Gelof's credit, he said, you tell me what I need to do, because I'm willing to do whatever I need to do. But you give me the direction, and I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to go to work.
You talked about Mark Kotsay before this series, saying, you know, Gelof is still going to bounce around a number of different positions, but they'd like to give him a look at one spot consistently to get an idea of what it could look like for the future. And really, he's played second, third, and the outfield so well. I don't know which position would be best for him. That's how well he's played. And now he matches one to left field. He can do this as well. A home run for Gelof. Can't take him out of the lineup. 3 different starts in 3 different positions, and he has 2 homers in his first series back from injury. His 13th of the year, and the A's do strike in the 8th.
5 for 12, 2 homers. I mean, he has truly become one of the most consistent and dependable approaches at the plate for the Athletics. You know, and I think ultimately what it'll be about is, and this is where having a feel for the roster, having a feel for how the roster is shaping up comes into play. Because there's going to be some movement, especially as some younger guys in the minor leagues continue to perform. Could very well impact the big league club. Where they end up playing can impact the complexion of the club. There can. Even a low look at the long ball. That ball's leaned on.
Oh, lost control of that. That ended up hitting the home plate umpire, Adrian Johnson.
Ooh, caught him right in the hand. See, Adrian Johnson got the clicker. That got knocked loose. But when you take into consideration what the roster looks like now, who's available, who will be healthy, what the roster could look like in the future with the arrival of some young players.
Cortez strikes out swinging. Grove has his second out.
That's where, I mean, look, it's, you know, whether you want to call it a good problem to have or not, I think ultimately you'd love for everybody to start to develop to a point where you do have that good problem, because then what that problem turns into is you now have commodity, right? You now have resources, and you
driven to right. Forget about it. Off the tree in the right field berm. Another A with a multi-homer series against the Rays, and it's 8-4.
Absolutely crushed. Cutter up, cutter out of here. London special delivery. The Butler's got a barrel for it. Zone 4, stand up. All about that good tree.
He smoked that baseball.
That was absolutely hammered. Heads up. There's some squirrel up there going, huh? What?
426 feet. 108 off the bat. And the 1-2 pitch. Bolte takes, he's called out on strikes. But Geloff and Butler leave the building. A homer from Geloff, his 13th. And then Butler off the tree and right, his 9th. And it's a 4-run game going into inning number 9. In for the A's, it's the right-handed reliever Seth Johnson. 20th appearance in the big leagues this year. He had a rough go of it 2 nights ago. 0+ innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned with a walk and no strikeouts. Hoping for much finer form against Hicks, Mesa Jr., and DeLuca. Hicks a triple shy of the cycle. He's had a nice night defensively and with the bat, or a day defensively. Said he went around 1-2. Johnson has upper 90s on his fastball. Just last time the Rays were seeing him very well. Part of that 8-run 8th where the Rays came back and ended up winning 10-6.
Yeah, it was an 8th inning that I'd really like to forget about.
Me too, buddy.
And it just, you know, it shows you how quickly things can unfold.
Nice catch. 1 away. This upcoming schedule is brought to you by Service Champions. After the game, an off day Thursday tomorrow, and then the Rangers come to town Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then back on the road, 4 against the Royals, and then 3 against the Houston Astros. Victor Mesa Jr., who's 0 for 4, is up for a 5th time. He calls his time. Barring any changes, it would be Muncy, White, and Servin to come up in the bottom of the 9th. 2-2. Well, after this game, the Rays will head home, start a homestand, in-division homestand against the Baltimore Orioles, where they play them 4 times, and then the Toronto Blue Jays, then back out to Baltimore, face them again. So the next 3 series are all against in-division opponents, and this is the crucial time you were talking about. 3-2 pitch. Johnson lost him. And DeLuca, who already has 3 hits, is up for a 5th time.
And really no better way for the Rays to go home than having played the brand of baseball they've been playing here on the road. So though this run here away from the Trop hasn't been against the division opponents, you're taking about as much momentum as one team can take from the road into that homestand against those division opponents.
Well, after these next 3 series against the in-division opponents, the 2 at home with Baltimore coming to town, then Toronto, and then the Baltimore series on the road, only 2 more series in total will the Rays play against in-division opponents. Mesa will just stand up at second base. Stolen base.
Borderline defensive indifference. Well, and I know some folks might be wondering why. What are the Rays running for? I want to remind you what happened to the man on the mound 2 nights ago. With a 4-run lead, he threw 4 pitches. And that 4-run lead turned into a 1-run lead. And then that turned into an 8-run inning.
Fly ball to right. Butler moving back will make the catch. Mesa Jr. will advance 90 feet.
And that lead turned into a loss.
Number 31, Cedric Mullins.
And I think what any manager will tell you that's played in the PCL, any manager that has played in a ballpark like we played in Las Vegas, no lead feels safe in an environment like this.
High fly ball to right. Butler going back, still going, and right at the wall makes the catch. That'll end the top of the 9th. 1 more chance for the A's.
Looks a little different. Both of those guys, Chris. I mean, I had Gio kind of put in my lap as a young left-hander who had just an incredible amount of talent, and I think everybody understood what he was going to be capable of. As Muncy going to lift this high in the sky, a big league pop-up. Corralled by Walls for out number 1. And the arrival of Gio, the arrival of Dactyl, aka Trevor Cahill, the arrival of Brett Anderson. You know, I had 3 young guys that, you know, even I was still trying to figure out who I was as a pitcher, right? Still young in my own right. But getting to watch those guys grow and develop was a lot of fun. Yeah, I remember watching Gio and you know, watching his bullpens. Just 95-mile-an-hour fastball, just a power 84-mile-an-hour curveball, just an absolute hammer. Thinking, wow, how am I going to get outs? This is what these guys are featuring. Brett Anderson, upper 90s with a wipeout slider. Trevor Cahill with a bowling ball of a sinker. Like it was just ridiculous. Ridiculous to watch. All 3 went on to have great careers.
1-2 to Tommy White. High and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If the scoreline holds, it'll be the A's 74th loss of the season. Tommy White sends it in the air to right center. Mullins makes the catch, and they're 1 out away from handing the 74th loss to the A's. The Rays would improve to 74-46. So 74th loss, 74th win, and it's serving as the lifeline. And of course would set a new record in franchise history for a 3-game or 3-series road trip with 9 wins and no losses. There's a strike. 0-1. One pitch. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. "15 hits today for the Rays." Serving fly ball left field, and the catch is made, and the game is over. The Rays win 8-4. They sweep the A's, and they have a 9-0 3-leg road trip. The Athletics fall to 47-74. The Rays improve to 74-46. And I think, partner, this club was as advertised. Good pitching, good defense, and most importantly, at this ballpark, great offense.
Yeah, I think it was a great display of a well-rounded out game, a well-rounded out team approach for the Tampa Bay Rays. You saw great starting pitching, you saw good bullpen work, you saw the offense do a lot of different things, score in a multitude of ways, whether it be the small ball approach, getting guys on, getting them over, hitting, running, swiping bags, first to third, aggressive on the base path. You saw them power the baseball all around the ballpark as well. It quite literally